Core Curriculum Module 8 Exam Questions. You will gain the respect of your supervisor if you regularly take the underscore 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 to complete additional tasks when your work is done. Initiative. If material that was not specified in contract documents must be substituted for another type, the change will likely need to underscore 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 underscore. Pass through an approval process. When you break underscore 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 underscore, you share with other people information that belongs to the company. Confidentiality. Harassment often takes the form of ethnic slurs, racial jokes, offensive or derogatory comments, and other verbal or physical conduct. Which of the following is a valid statement about a resume? Format your resume chronologically, putting your current or last job first. A common barrier to effective problem solving includes fear of change. Since underscore 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 are different from specific illegal or restricted substances, they may not be illegal. Synthetic drugs. Opiates. Used to kill pain, morphine is the primary psychoactive chemical found in opium and is the basis for most opiates, can cause muscle spasms, cramps, anxiety, nausea, fever, and diarrhea over time. Examples are OxyContin and Vicodin. Depending on the type of project and region of work, one of the most expensive components of a project is often labor. Heroin is known to be the most commonly used opiate. To find a solution everyone can agree on, you may have to compromise. Who plans, coordinates, and controls a project's progress, or a portion thereof. Project manager. If you finish a task ahead of time, looking for another task that can be finished in the remaining time is referred to as taking initiative. The process of solving disagreements between coworkers is called conflict resolution. Racial jokes are considered a form of underscore 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 underscore. Harassment. True/false. Usually, sexual harassment is a pattern of behavior repeated over a period of time, so if you do not report it, you run the risk of experiencing it over and over again. True. Why is it important to follow a plan through once it is implemented? To be sure the results are what you are looking for. When does constructive criticism work? When offered occasionally. Autocratic leader. Makes all decisions independently, without seeking recommendations or suggestions from the team. Barbiturates typically cause a person to slow their reaction times. A company uses a underscore 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 to state how it does business. Mission statement. One of the most important and productive methods to identify job opportunities is by networking with family and friends. To put an end to personal bullying, one of the most critical things an employee can do is underscore 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 underscore. Carefully document the events when they happen. Uppers are another word for underscore 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 underscore. Amphetamines. When a worker has a problem with underscore 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 underscore, they are always running late. Tardiness. Professional ethics. Involve being fair to everybody. Substances known as underscore 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 can be manufactured by the human body, found in specific plants, or produced in a lab. Cannabinoids. Another name for amphetamines and methamphetamines. Uppers. A person who sets an example for other people to follow is generally demonstrating good underscore 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 skills. Leadership. To progress steadily through your career, you will need to develop and learn how to use leadership skills. Good self-presentation skills, including personal habits, work ethic, and honesty, are characteristics of professionalism. When a person has a problem with underscore 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 underscore, coworkers cannot depend on them. Absenteeism. After putting a solution to a problem into effect, it is important to monitor the results. The three categories of leadership are hands-off, democratic, and autocratic. Although underscore 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 is closely related to self-presentation, it relies more on your integrity and manner. Professionalism. Barbiturates. Sedatives aka downers can create slurred speech, slow reactions, cause mood swings, and cause a loss of inhibition. Many are controlled substance prescription drugs. When bullying is discussed among adults, it is typically referred to as hazing, stalking, or simply harassment. Examples of illegal amphetamine drugs: cocaine, crack, and crystal meth. Drugs that cause you to feel sedated are known as barbiturates. The way you act, speak, and dress is called self-presentation. A underscore 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 approach should be used when approaching a coworker about negative behavior. Tactful. Unwelcome sexual advances or requests are considered. Sexual harassment. Common name for Kathy nuns. Bath salts. The crystalline derivative of amphetamines is called methamphetamines. Zero tolerance refers to an employer's policy regarding alcohol and drug use. Someone who can vouch for your skills, experience, and work habits is a reference. Situational ethics. Involve appropriate responses to a particular event or situation. Advice that is given to point out or correct a mistake is called constructive criticism. True/false, bullying may be more common than either sexual harassment or racial discrimination on the job, but it is not reported as often. True. Positive or negative interactions affect relationships. Being goal-oriented means making sure that all activities benefit the team's final objective. In order to resolve some situations, there must be underscore 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 underscore. Compromise. True/false, before displaying their skills as a leader, all craft workers must wait until they have a great deal of experience in their chosen craft. False. Hands-off leader. Leaves all decision-making to the team members themselves. Democratic leader. Involves the team in the decision-making process. Such a leader takes team members' recommendations and suggestions into account before making a decision. A broad term identifying negative social behavior that can be based on race, age, disabilities, sex, religion, cultural issues, health, or language barriers is harassment. Reinforcing the importance of minor infringements is known as zero tolerance. Synthetic drugs. Slightly altered chemical structure. Two typical categories: cannabinoids, lab-produced THC or marijuana substitutes, cathinons, designed to mimic the effects of cocaine or methamphetamines. The drug LSD is considered a hallucinogen. When someone is harassing a person in an offensive or threatening manner, often based on a real or perceived imbalance of power, it can likely be considered underscore 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 underscore. Bullying. When everyone in a group is focused on the final objective, it is called being goal-oriented. In critical thinking, if new information you receive about an issue does not fit with what you already know, question it and try to separate fact from fiction. True/false, select a leadership style that is appropriate to the situation. Leading with a single style at all times generally results in some real problems. True. A person who works without constant supervision is showing initiative. Hallucinogens. Distort the perception of reality to the point where people see things that are not there. Range from ecstasy to terror. Examples are LSD and mescaline. Someone who can vouch for your skills, experience, and work habits is called a reference. The 3 types of ethics that you will encounter on the job are business or legal ethics, professional ethics, and situational ethics. What are amphetamines and methamphetamines used for? To prolong wakefulness and endurance, can produce feelings of euphoria or excitement. Another term for work habit is work ethic. Constructive criticism should not be given unless you can also be complimentary. Business or legal ethics. Involve adhering to relevant laws and regulations.